Every time you've lashed out, held a grudge, or quietly wished someone would fail, you were the one paying the price. And a guided meditation at the end will help you actually feel why that's true, not just understand it. So here's the idea we're going to sit with today, and I want to say it plainly before we do anything else. The only person you can ever truly hurt is yourself. When we attack someone, through blame, through resentment, through the running commentary in our heads, we lock ourselves inside the exact punishment we think we're sending outward. That's not a moral claim. It's a mechanical one, and understanding it doesn't turn you into a doormat. It makes you the one who finally gets to leave the room. Let me show you what I mean with something small. It's Tuesday afternoon. You're in a meeting. A colleague takes credit for work you did, cleanly, casually, like they're describing the weather. Your manager nods. Someone says, "Nice job." You feel your face get warm. You don't say anything. The meeting ends. You go back to your desk, and then something starts. A trial. Not a real one, an internal one. You replay the moment. You rehearse what you should have said. You catalog every other time this person has done something like this. You draft the email you'll never send. You imagine the confrontation. You imagine yourself being calm and devastating at the same time. 3 hours pass. You've made no forward progress on anything. You get home. Your partner asks how your day was. You snap. You don't mean to. You eat dinner without tasting it. You lie in bed at 11 p.m. still adjudicating a case that has one participant. The colleague went to happy hour. Slept fine. Somewhere in the middle of all that mental litigation, if you could pause the tape and ask yourself what you're actually trying to accomplish, the honest answer is something like, if I punish them enough in my mind, I'll feel safe. If I build the case airtight enough, if I catalog the injustice thoroughly enough, if I stay angry with enough precision, something will settle. I'll get the last word. I'll be protected. I'll finally be able to relax. But notice what actually happens. You never get to relax. The more thoroughly you prosecute the case, the worse you feel. The longer you hold the grievance, the tighter your chest gets. You're the one who can't sleep. You're the one whose evening is ruined. You're the one who snapped at someone who wasn't even there for the original offense. The protection never arrives. It never has. And yet we do this again tomorrow, and the day after, because we've never really questioned the mechanism. We've just assumed that if we press harder, one day it'll finally work. So let me offer you an image. It's a little strange, but stay with it. Imagine you're holding a lit sparkler. You know, the kind kids wave around on the 4th of July. Sparks flying, hot metal core, the whole thing burning down toward your hand. And imagine you're using it to jab at someone across the room. You're trying to make a point. You're trying to make them flinch. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. Maybe they've already turned away and are talking to someone else. But here's the thing about a sparkler. Your hand is on it, and it's burning, whether it lands or not, whether they see it or not, whether they care or not, the heat is on your fingers. Every act of attack, Every mental jab we throw at another person is a sparkler we're gripping ourselves. And we've been so focused on whether it lands. Did they see? Did they care? Did they suffer appropriately? That we haven't noticed the smoke rising from our own hand. Go back to the meeting. The colleague took credit. You spent 3 hours holding the sparkler, waving it, aiming it, refining your grip. They went to happy hour. Who got burned? Here's where something can shift. If we let it. What if the attack was never actually going outward? What if it can't? What if the whole idea that we can send pain across a room to another person, and that this somehow protects us, is just wrong? In the same way that thinking the sun goes around the earth is wrong. Not immoral. Not naughty. Just factually inaccurate about how the mechanism works. Because look at the evidence of your own life. Every grievance you've ever held, has it protected you? Or has it been the thing you were suffering inside of? Here's the reframe. And I want to say it slowly. Every grievance we hold is a sentence we're serving. Not one we're imposing. Serving. We are the ones inside the cell. We built the cell. We hold the key. And we've been standing there rattling the bars at someone walking freely down the street, wondering why they don't seem more upset. When this lands, actually lands, not just as a nice idea but as something you feel in your ribs, the exhausting math of keeping score just stops adding up. You don't have to decide to forgive anyone. You don't have to work up tolerance. What shifts is that the whole apparatus becomes visible, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. So what changes? Practically, on Wednesday morning, when you walk into the office and see that colleague at the coffee machine, the old version of you would have a small internal alarm go off. Body tenses. Mind starts running the case again. Maybe you say something clipped. Maybe you just avoid them. Either way, you're carrying the sparkler around again all morning. The new version, and this isn't sainthood. This is just seeing clearly. The new version notices the alarm, notices the impulse to pick the sparkler back up, and then, almost with a kind of curiosity, sets it down. Not because you've decided they deserve forgiveness. Not because you're rising above it, but because you've noticed your own hand is on the thing, and you'd rather not burn today. Maybe you still need to have a conversation with your manager. Maybe you still need to name what happened. That's not attack, that's clarity. Attack is what you do in your head at 11 p.m. to someone who isn't there. Clarity is what you do at 10 a.m. calmly with someone who is. This is what people mean, I think, when they talk about freedom. Not freedom from other people's behavior. We don't get that. Freedom from having to prosecute every offense internally for hours before we can put it down. So here's where we land. Softly. The weight of keeping score was never protecting you. It was never going to. It was just the thing you were carrying because you thought you had to. Because no one told you that you could put it down. Because you thought putting it down meant they won. They don't win when you put it down. You do. You get your Tuesday evening back. You get your appetite back. You get to be present with the people who are actually in the room with you. The person you've been quietly wishing would fail. Wish them whatever you want. It doesn't reach them. It only reaches you, and you, the one reading this, the one who's tired of running the trial, you get to be done. Let's take that into a few minutes of quiet now, and let it settle somewhere deeper than thought. Before we move into the meditation, if this is helping you, you're welcome to like the video and subscribe. It's a simple way to keep practicing together. Let's take a few minutes together. Find a way to sit that feels supported. Let your shoulders drop a little. Let your jaw soften. Breathe in. And breathe out. Slower than you came in. Notice where your body is right now. The chair beneath you, the floor under your feet. The weight of your hands wherever they rest. There's no work to do here. Nothing to figure out, nothing to solve. Breathe in. And out. Bring to mind, gently, someone you've been quietly arguing with. It doesn't have to be dramatic. Just someone your mind keeps returning to. A colleague. A family member. Someone from years ago. Notice what happens in your body when you think of them. Where does the tension live? The chest. The jaw. The stomach. Don't try to fix it. Just notice it. And now, softly, remember the sparkler, the one in your own hand. The heat that was never reaching them, only you. Breathe in. And out. You don't have to forgive anyone right now. You don't have to decide anything. You're just noticing that your hand has been holding something hot for a long time. And for these next few breaths, you can let it go. Not forever. Just now. Feel what happens when the grip loosens. Breathe in. And out. There's more room in your chest than there was a moment ago. More room in your shoulders. More room in your mind. This is what was underneath the weight. This quiet. This spaciousness, it was always here. Breathe in. And out. You don't have to earn this. You don't have to deserve it. You don't have to have handled things perfectly to be allowed to rest. Rest anyway. Breathe in. And out. Stay here as long as you like. When you're ready, let your eyes open. Let the room come back into view, and notice, nothing about the situation had to change for something inside you to change. Welcome back. Thank you for being here and practicing together. If you'd like, you can find a free digital ACIM resource in the description. And if you want to mark the moment, a simple comment such as, "I am grateful," is welcome. Thank you for being here, for staying through the harder part, and letting yourself soften into the quieter part. Whatever you've been carrying into this video, whoever you've been quietly at war with in your own mind, see if you can be gentle with yourself as you carry a little less of it out. You don't have to get this right. You just have to notice when your hand is on the sparkler. That's enough for today. Take good care.